Hey everyone, thanks for checking in. So why the hell would you want to learn how to juggle? It's not like I'm going to be in the freaking circus. I'm in medical school. There's actually a very good reason, especially if you want to improve your ability to perform well in the academic setting and just improve your cognition in general. And there's actually a lot of really cool research understanding how our brains, our bodies, and specifically our hands in general, grow our brain, which seems totally mind-blowing because it was thought 30, 40 years ago that after our childbearing years and adolescence that our brain didn't grow anymore, and that's absolutely not true. And there's been great research in the field of neuroplasticity, and the book that really pioneered that and make this term neuroplasticity mainstream was The Brain That Changes Itself. And to build off this, I read an excellent book recently called Whole Brain Power, and one of the tenets of his whole program to improve your cognition, improve your athletic ability, is how your hands grow your brain. And there's been actually legitimate, scientific, rigorous done studies, some in the UK, some in Germany. I can, off the top of my head, a couple of the research papers I read, and they show that when you take a group of volunteers and you teach them how to juggle, you can see significant increases in gray matter of the brain on MRI scans. So there's some debate whether it's a true signal or a true effect, maybe it's other noise, but for the time being, it kind of builds off what we've seen anecdotally with handwriting, and you go back to an excellent book called Think Like Leonardo da Vinci. He talks about certain handwriting exercises, etc., how to improve your cognition. So it's a pretty cool way to think about just something as simple as juggling can improve your brain. And unfortunately, if you already know how to juggle, it may not help you anymore, just juggling, because you've already learned it. But if you take someone who has never juggled, juggling naive, and you teach them in about a 3-month period, their gray matter increases by 4%. Whether that will improve cognition, memory, attention, etc., is not 100% clear yet. But why do you want to wait for that research? Why don't you try it out for yourself? For me, it's definitely helped. The whole brain power has really helped take my cognitive level to a whole nother level, especially as medical starts, because medical school is really intense, much harder than undergrad and grad school. So I've kind of given you the reason why you should learn. And we talked about how your hand grows your brain. Like, why the hell would your hand? Like, your hand's so tiny. Why isn't the rest of your body? Why isn't it running? And running is definitely good. Other cardio, because you're getting increases in brain-derived neurotropic factor, and it actually helps create more neurons in your hippocampus, which is your main memory center. But why would it just be stuff with your hands and things with dexterity, using both sides of your brain? And the reason doing stuff that requires you to be ambidextrous, such as playing the piano, juggling, playing tennis with the other hand, playing ping pong with the other hand, is because essentially, our two hemispheres of our brain are completely separate except for the corpus callosum. And the corpus callosum is just a fancy word for the fiber tracts that connect our right and left side of the brains. And it's been shown in the research that people who require ambidextrous, like piano players, etc., have much thicker, more cells in their corpus callosum, and it leads to better neuronal functioning, better cognition. And why is that stuff with the hands help? There's something called the motor homunculus theory. And the motor homunculus theory, essentially, in your primary motor cortex, it maps out how much real estate or how much brain space each part of your body takes. So if we show a representative of a human based on how much real estate each part of your body takes up in your brain, your hands would be ginormous, and your lips, tongues, etc. are huge. They have huge maps on the neurons. So if you're using your hands and using both hands, again, the corpus callosum firing, you're really lighting up. And if you look at an fMRI, that's what they call it. You're lighting up the brain in those big primary motor cortex areas. And as an old adage, it goes to movement as well as your brain. It's always said in neuroscience, use it or lose it, right? And that's how we can rewire our habits, because if we don't use that neural pathway, we get a new neural pathway. We use it, we lose it. Right? So if we're using things, our brain's going to grow, it's going to fire more, it's going to be used more, and our brain, just simplify, we can think of it as a muscle, right? If I want to get my biceps bigger, what do? I do a lot of bicep curls. Probably not the best thing if you want to improve your movement, etc. But the analogy still holds, right? Similar, if I want to grow my brain, I can use my hands, which take a huge segment of my primary motor cortex. So how do we learn how to juggle? It was something I thought was impossible. One of my training partners at Boston University, super brilliant guy, he was 4.0 valedictorian, excuse me, not 4.0, 3.99, big difference. Valedictorian at Boston University, super brilliant guy, he's doing amazing things. He'll be some big time CEO soon, but I remember he'd always juggle. I was like, oh, that's so cool. And finally, a year and a half ago, after I read Whole Brain Power, I was like, okay, let me learn how to juggle. And I kind of played around and got very close. But the thing I really love about juggling is, one, it's a great mindful practice. When you're juggling, you can't be worried about the future, mulling about what happened in the past. And as soon as you lose that focus, you get instant feedback because you drop the ball. And secondly, another thing I really enjoy about juggling is that it teaches you and helps you develop the virtue of persistence. It's something that I feel like we're lacking today. I know sometimes I struggle with this as well, where it's so easy to give up, but you got to push through. And it's without persistence, nothing great happens. And when you're juggling, you're going to drop the ball a frick ton of times. You're going to mess up over and over and over and over again. To get to the point where you're just going to like kick the ball away. But you got to learn calm yourself, okay, and get over the fear of failure, because we're so feared of failure, because we tend to not see the grind, the years and years of work before someone becomes an instant overnight success. But so you're intrigued. I've intrigued you why maybe you should start juggling. So how do you start juggling? So it's actually, the process isn't very simple. It just requires enough practice and repetition and dedication to get it. So before you even worry about 3 balls, we're just going to start with 1 ball. And you're like, oh, this is PS. But like any athletic skill, you got to break it down to its fundamentals and slowly build up. So you just want to take 1 ball and get used to that tossing it from hand to hand. And the key is when you're doing this, is you want it to be almost automatic. If I'm having to juggle and think, and I'm not be able to be present, mindful, and allow my body to just take over, I'm not going to be able to juggle well. So I'm just going to go back and forth. And I want to make sure that I have a nice arc, because I have to be able to throw another ball at the same time. So if I'm just like this, I'm not going to have enough time to do 3 balls. Second, grab our second ball, and basically once you get this, you basically got juggling. The rest is just getting over mind and being present. So you throw, throw. So you go left, right. So I'm throwing it like this, and underneath I throw it like this. And then when I'm practicing, so I go left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left. And once you get this down, you basically got juggling. You just have to add the other ball, get the timing, and practice it enough. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. In the comments below, let me know other ways you use your hands to grow your brain, and how is your juggling practice going. Any other tips you have for anybody else out there who's trying to learn how to juggle or struggling with it. Maybe some concerns you're having. Maybe I can help troubleshoot, etc. So let me know. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, and make sure to subscribe to get more awesome videos and follow my journey through medical school. Thank you.